It's your boy, Ed the Dread, aka Eddie Money Mouth, and you are tuned in to the Money Mouth Podcast. Yes, sir. Brr, 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 brr. Yeah, aloha nui, good vibes, gang. We are back, Money Mouth Monday, and we are in full effect with more money in the mouth. Ah, feels good to have 6 gold crowns, 18 karat rose gold, by the one and only legendary Lando Golds. If you didn't tune in to last week's episode and didn't know, the originator of grills is Lando's older brother, Eddie. Uh, my namesake, yes, sir. So just following in suit of the legends that made grills happen, I went to Miami. As you can see, Miami Beach. I gave away all my shirts. Uh, in Hawaiian culture, I took some tea leaf lays. I didn't have enough lays for everybody, so I gave Aloha Skateboards t-shirt. I gave a Real Madrid jersey that I had just put on for the first time ever, and it felt great. But I had no shirt, so I had to go straight to South Beach and go to one of the stupid shops on the corner and get this like $20 sweatshirt just so that I wouldn't freeze on the flights back home, baby, because you know it's cold in the airplane. Yeah. But I had a great time. It was literally a 72-hour trip. I flew in from a Sunday to a Monday morning, spent all of Monday shooting music videos, skateboarding, skimboarding, living my life. And then the next day, got fitted for the mold, teeth shaved, and then teeth put in the evening. Got on a plane at 6 a.m. the next morning and right back. So 72 hours in total. I'd say about 22 hours on the plane, probably like 12 to 15 hours on the beach, skimming, hanging out, doing my thing, drum circling. There was drum circling full moon. That was sick. Uh, Skate park. I probably hit the skate park for like 5, 6 hours and then was 3 to 4 hours for the dental work. Found the dopest vegan restaurant that I've ever eaten at. No offense, Earth Aloha Eats. I love y'all. But these fools had jackfruit sloppy Joe and a Philly cheesesteak that was like actually like a Philly cheesesteak, I think, from what I remember. Maybe kind of. Uh, vegan vibes. Vegan vibes on Baycroft or somewhere, Miami, inland Miami, not on the beachfront Miami. So whatever, check it out. Uh, women owned, women operated, and Latinas. So dope ass spot to go. But today's episode, we are going to talk about high school graduation. Whoa! Here on Maui, it's happening. Oh my gosh. Actually, I have to get all the lays together for Baldwin graduation happening in like 2 hours. Oh! Which I ain't going to the graduation because graduation is one thing here on the islands. And then the second thing is the party in the field after, where everybody gets lays put up to their heads and, parents set up stages. It's like the biggest party that could happen during the year. So I'm going to go to the biggest party of the year and I'm going to skip the proceeding where people's names get read and you walk across the stage and they all get to do this thing because that was like whatever. But from my high school graduation, I recall I was sitting right next to Brian Helton, who I ended up sitting next to all of freaking forever. We were in the same tap or homeroom class in middle school, and then high school we sat next to each other and all the things because our last names were next to each other in alphabetical order. So I remember sitting there at graduation, looking over at Brian and being like, "Yo, who the fuck is that?" To like a lot of people, honestly. My high school had shit, a couple thousand, I don't know, 2,000 plus students. I think I graduated with 600 or more, something like that. It was just a lot of kids. They were making portables and shit. They built a whole new wing on the school for us. So honestly, there was probably the same amount of people in my high school as the first college that I went to in Pennsylvania. And that's just how it was. It was choke people. We didn't know who some of these cats were. So graduation here going to be a little different. If you graduate Hana school, you have sat in the same classroom with the same mopes, the other 12 to 15 kids for 12 years. These other schools might have a little bit more people, but kind of the same deal. You've been in the same school with the same homies for a long time, and they're all pretty tight. They all know each other. It's an island atmosphere, so everyone's kind of like more community than not. So the field should be cool. But for my graduation, I recall it was at the Daughter of the American Revolution um, Constitution Hall in Washington D.C. and the county public schools rents the place for however long, and you got to be in and out. You get a certain amount of tickets, you get a certain amount of parking. You got to fucking figure that out on the streets of D.C. And I just remember we lined up on one side of the building and the parents lined up on the other. And if you don't know where Daughters of American Revolution Constitution Hall is, it's literally like in view of the White House. So you could like see the White House and the big open field out in front of the White House, and me and the boys is out there just smoking a joint. Pretty sure it was me, John, Dimitri, Brian, maybe Wes, some other homies. If you was in there and I ain't shout you out, you know what I'm saying? It was a long time ago, dogs. But we was out there smoking a joint, super illegal back in the day. You could probably just burn them now in DC without anybody fucking caring or even talking to you. But back then, definitely a no-go. And I had an afro. I had same color hair. It was about yellow on the ends, I think orange toward the middle and black toward the root. So this ain't a first time thing that I'm doing here. Been changing my hairstyles for my whole life, although for the majority of it, it's been dreads, whatevers. But I had a huge afro. And as I walked into the thing, they were like, yeah, you can't wear that hairstyle. Because my cap was literally pinned onto it. It was like, maybe I'll see if my parents can find a picture of this shit. But I had a big ass afro and the cap was like pinned on it. And they were like, yeah, no can. There ain't no way. You're not going to get your diploma if you walk across the stage like that. And I was like, yeah, whatever, bro. Just spent 4 years in this bitch. Got, #1 student athlete award, fucking did a whole bunch of shit, a whole bunch of accolades. Like, you ain't about to tell me that I can't get my diploma because of my hair. Like, that's not the deal. Plus, I was like, and what'd you say to brothers back in the day in like the 70s that actually had afros? And little did I know, I'm sure there weren't any black people at my school because it's named after like the biggest fucking slave owner, Colonel Zadok, fucking General Magruder, from the Civil War. And I mean, honestly, we'll have to look up the history because they're in the process of changing the name of the high school because of the history of the guy, which we didn't fucking know. We were just there doing our thing. It's kind of like Baldwin over here. It's like the biggest high school on island, and fucking the Baldwin family was the ones that like fucked everything up. They like made all the fucking East Maui irrigation and like started all the fucking shit, and we still be out here representing these fuckers as the high school. And the mascot's a bear, and come on, bro, we in Hawaii. Bear? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? My vote is to make it Navai Eha High School and have like a fucking manta ray or something be the fucking, or a shark or something. I don't know. But, it is what it is. We here doing our thing. So, needless to say, I got across the stage. I graduated. I got my fucking diploma. But, our good friend Eric Crumpler had passed away that year in high school, and a few of us got tattoos for him, and mine happened to be on my arm. So they also said you couldn't do anything to change your cap, your gown, your whatever. But I rolled all that shit up so you could just see the tattoo for the homie that didn't make it to graduation. So I also threw my fucking cap. I took the tassel off and chucked the cap. I'm pretty sure straight at the stage, probably trying to hit the principal or something, because we was kind of raw like that. Not as crazy as these fuckers out here, but we was raw enough for our times back in the day, right? So high school graduation here should be sick. I'm gonna have to make like 60 to 80 to 90 to 120 to 150 lays. I don't know, man. I got enough to make like 60 to 80, but the reality is I taught a lot of these seniors that are graduating their freshman year algebra. So roughly 4 years ago, I had an Algebra 1 class I had like 5 Algebra 1 classes, 2 of which were some repeats, and 3 of which were freshmen only. So in this time, these fuckers have made it to the end of high school. So basically, we're going to go put some fucking lays on their head, and hopefully everybody's got one all the way above their head. And if not, it is what it is. I think I might have some clips from lay ceremonies from years before. If so, I'll put that shit up there. You can click on it and check it out. If not, fuck it. I don't even care, because that's just what we do out here. You can look it up on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and if not, it don't matter. It's the same way as I end every time, because If you care, it don't matter. If you care, it don't matter. If you don't care, it don't matter. All that matters is we rocking. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, I'm gonna get to my fucking lay making. Last but certainly not least, we're gonna change the format of the Ed the Dread freaking YouTube channel. So, Money Mouth Monday will be the release date for all the videos, but there will be less of just me by myself podcasting. I know you're gonna miss it. But there will be once a month, me by myself podcasting. Yay, still talking bullshit. We're gonna bring the Ed the Dread show back with a whole bunch of different installments. We will have some sort of skim, surf, and skate edit once a month, and I'll have the Money Mouth podcast with a guest. So we'll have two people having conversation. I've got a lot of very, eclectic and wild, eccentric friends, which I'll bring onto the show, and we'll have some talks, maybe smoke some weed, let them drink if they drink, and fucking just get loose. So see you on the next Money Mouth Monday, but it won't be like this. It will be something different. Tune in, share if you care, click like, click subscribe, share if you care, and if not, it don't matter because I still going up there, and that is the top, baby. Holla, 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 holla. A hooey ho, Kako.